Welcome back to Detroit Pissing Me Off. We are live. We're live. All right, the Pistons are about to find out here in the next 15 to 30 minutes if we got the first pick of the NBA draft and we get the Victor Wembanyama, the star stud from France. And did you know that Detroit is actually a French city originally? Detroit. So him and Killian Hayes maybe can develop some kind of continuity along with whoever else, but that is pipe dreams as they only have a 14% chance. But I will be pissed off entirely if we do not get the first pick, and that is for sure. But at the same time, we must look at things from both sides of the perspective, from all sides of the perspectives here. What's going to really, you know, long term. Now, if we do get Wembanyama, things change very drastically. Probably free agents will want to come here. Um, there's going to be probably almost a sellout crowd in Detroit for the entire season. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. People are wanting, they want to see this guy play. That's for show. So that'll be interesting to see who gets Wembanyama, and then the consolation prize, Scoot Henderson, along with others. I personally do like Amen Thompson. Both the Thompson twins I'm pretty high on. Jarris Walker, Tyler Hendricks, a few others that we could end up getting if we fall down to as low as 5. That's the lowest we can go. So it'll be so interesting to see. I'm nervous as I was on my prom night, and so very very worried about this result that's about to happen here. We're still a few minutes away from the show, so Detroit Piston fans, do me a solid, smash up that like button, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to remind you when my videos go live. All right, continuing on, Monty Williams has, it has been confirmed that Monty Williams is wanted by also the Milwaukee Bucks, who just recently fired Mike Budenholzer. Now, also the 76ers, could they be interested in him as well after recently firing Doc Rivers? However, it is rumored that they might bring in Mike D'Antoni due to his James Harden and Daryl Morey connections. So that'll be interesting to see where it all shapes out from here. So right now we're about to the broadcast of the NBA Draft Lottery is about to go live here soon on ESPN, and I'm thinking maybe 15 minutes afterwards is when we'll find out the actual destiny of Victor Wembanyama and what it equates to the Pistons, and then we can do some other. If we don't get Wembanyama, we can make some predictions on who they will take it at the spot that they do receive here shortly. So things are definitely going to be out of control here in a minute. I am just getting ramped up, drinking a little bit of this dirty chai tea latte espresso from Scooter's Coffee. Pretty decent, if you don't mind me saying myself. Now, of course, after this game, Denver and LA go on to meet for the first time in the series. Should be a very good series. I like Denver in this one, but I think it'll go 6 or 7 for sure. The guys in the middle with Davis and Jokic, whew, and then how will LeBron and the rest of the supporting cast be able to play against a very high octane Denver team? And then you've got, of course, Murray, Michael Porter Jr. So very interesting. Some former Pistons also on Denver. I believe it's Bruce Brown and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. So it'll be interesting to see if they get any run here. All right, countdown to the lottery is in 1 second. Here we go. And the broadcast is live. Detroit Pissing Me Off is with you. All right. Oh, I'm getting jazzed up, baby. Things are looking. Oh, I can feel the anticipation. Oh, I feel like I need to get out there and warm up. Wembanyama, 7'4", 5". He's just listed as 5 now. Continues to grow. He's not super weak, but obviously he's thin because of that. He's only weighing like 220 or something. He's not weighing a lot, but he is a little bit more built than Holmgren, if that's saying anything. Not really. And we saw Holmgren get injured in his first season, so his durability has come in question. Now, will Wembanyama have a similar destiny? We will find out when the time is right, eh? Okay, so Los Angeles Lakers versus Denver Nuggets. This game will be coming up after the NBA Draft Lottery, and everyone's been saying so much about Wembanyama. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. and he could be. He very well could be. He does appear to have that type of skill, so it's going to be very interesting to see what team he ends up on. Come on, Detroit basketball. Let's go. All right. So this is from the what? The Staples Center? No, where are we at here? I think believe we are from the Staples Center. Westward. No, game one will be in Denver, but I'm not sure where the draft lottery is. Well, probably in Denver, I would assume. As you see, Amen Thompson twins in their suits there. The Amen Thompson, Amen and Asar Thompson. Wembenyama last game today versus Paris, 22 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 block shots. He still needs to develop a little bit on his 3-point shot. It's only at 28%, so it's really terrible. But he's definitely not going to be afraid to shoot it. He also takes a lot of like crazy falling away type of jumpers. He'll have to change some of his shot selection and really get that shot selection a little bit tuned in as he begins for the NBA. So as we wait here with bated breath, the NBA Draft Lottery, from Chicago, Illinois is actually where this is at right now. So Chicago, Illinois, the home of the NBA Draft Lottery. And right now we do see AJ Wojnarowski, Richard Jefferson, and a couple ladies that I don't know their names, unfortunately, at this point in time. But it's very interesting to see what takes place here. And, they're going up the Pistons, talking about the Pistons right now. I wish I had my headphones in. Dang, I don't know what they're talking about. But they just did for a split second. Of course, the Pistons, they don't get any love from the NBA media. That is for certain in most regards. So hopefully we'll get some love after getting Wembenyama tonight. They won't be able to avoid us for much longer with the with the potential that we've got. They will have to take notice soon because the bad boys will be back. Hopefully a new restoration is in process. So the young prodigy Victor Wembanyama, teenage superstar, ready to take the NBA by storm. And it should be very interesting to see. Should be very interesting to see where he lands up here in just a matter of probably 15 minutes. So really, really interesting. And you look at Washington Wizards, a 6.7% chance to win the lottery. Utah Jazz, 4.5%. So there's everyone's got a little bit of a shot here. Orlando's got 2 picks. Could Detroit move down? And we haven't even talked about trading the picks yet. Because if we don't get the number 1 pick, it almost makes sense to me to trade the pick and try to get as good as we can, as soon as we can. If we don't get an Asar Thompson scoot or, a top 3 pick, I think 1 or 2 or 3, then I do believe maybe trade the 4th or 5th pick, and maybe even trade the 2nd or 3rd pick, depending on what kind of assets we can get. If we can get 2 other lottery picks and a veteran player, that may be worth it for the Pistons to help develop much quicker. But of course, we're not going to. I don't want us to give up on. I don't want us to ever pass or trade Victor Wembanyama. I don't think that's possible. This guy is too much of a talent. Yes, there is risk in terms of injuries with any player, especially a guy that's 7'5" and does tend to be a little bit frail. He will have to put on a little bit of muscle, but his length, 8-foot wingspan, will be able to deflect balls from all over the place. And you really don't have to be a monster in today's league in the interior because the game is not played like it used to be, where the tough guys are always pushing around. You'll still get pushed around a bit, but there's more rules in effect for those players, so they are able to survive a little bit more without having the muscle and brawn. But we've seen that just watching that NBA. We're just watching that replay of Wembanyama, the step back 3, and then getting his own rebound, gets a putback dunk. That shit is just ridiculous now, isn't it? All right, just moments away now from finding out the results. Probably about, we still probably got 10 minutes. I just cannot, my heart is racing right now. It's like Victor Wembanyama. He shot 40%, 47% from the field this year, which needs to be a little more efficient. 10 rebounds to the one with 21 points. So a very well-rounded player. A guy who's getting several blocks per game, 2 to 3 per game, I would imagine, in the NBA. I think he goes out and is one of the top 3 to 5 shot blockers in the first in the first team, I think he'll be in the top 5 in shot blocks in the NBA in this rookie season. Also talking right now a little bit about Brandon Miller. He's had the issues off the court, of course, with the gun situation. I don't really like this look for the Pistons, especially with everything going on with John Moran as well. It just doesn't sit well with me. So I really wish that I really don't hope they have any. I don't mind them getting a guy in the top 3 or even top 5. I just don't really want it to be Brandon Miller. Of course, I have all the trust in Troy Weaver, so if he does believe Brandon Miller's the guy, then I just got to go out and trust him. Yes, but I do, in my heart of hearts, I'm saying Victor Wembanyama is not the, or not, sorry. I'm saying Brandon Miller is not the guy. Of course, Victor Wembanyama is the guy, and that's what we're waiting for. So I digress. Chicago Bulls just with like a 1.8% chance, and Oklahoma City 1.7% chance of winning the lottery tonight. So we just hope that nobody like that shoots up, and we'll know as it goes on, because if somebody shoots up and we see like a team like, for example, or if we see San Antonio or Houston or one of those guys drop to 6 or 7, we know somebody has jumped up, and that could have potentially taken the Pistons spot out of the top first spot. So the Pistons could end up there, dropping to 4 or 5, which we really don't want that to happen. Of course, 2 or 3 still going to be bittersweet, but at least we'll have something, a little bit more trade capital, or we can draft a little bit more of a high potential player in a Scoot Henderson or a one of the Thompson twins or someone of that nature. So there's quite a few players out there, and really that I would not mind having. So we trade 2 of our picks. We trade, say, the 3rd or 4th pick for 2 Orlando picks, which they have 2 draft picks in the lottery. We could just possibly see like an 11th and a 7th pick. That wouldn't be too bad. I would take that. Maybe one of their players as well to get rid of some of their salary cap, and maybe hopefully that'd be like a nice bench rotational type of player. So Amen Thompson, a guy that right now is on the screen, and his brother Asar. These kids got all the potential in the world. Unfortunately, their shot is a bit under. Let's just say it's a bit subpar at this point. So they really have to develop that. But the athleticism is there, in the shot blocking and defensive capability, and really Olympic type athletes. Just one of the best athletes there are. That's a high risk, high reward type of play. I wouldn't mind the Pistons taking in like the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th spots one of those Thompson twins, and I do believe they can get one of those even at the 5th spot. At least Asar, and possibly even Aman. Probably not Aman. Aman will probably go, I would assume, 3rd or 4th, and then Brandon Miller will go probably anywhere from 2nd to 4th as well. I don't see Aman Thompson shooting up number 2, but he could possibly. Most likely it's going to be Brandon Miller or Scoot Henderson at the 2nd or 3rd spot. I know a lot of Pistons fans do like Brandon Miller quite a bit. I'm not a big fan of him. One, because of his off-court issues. Also, he wasn't scoring the ball inside. Didn't finish at a high rate in the interior, so that is a main concern of mine. And that's basically where we're getting down here right now. Yeah. All right. So Amen Thompson right now talking, and Asar to what's that lady's name? I can't remember her name, but they're talking to her. I would kind of like to hear them, but as we're doing a live stream, you can't watch TV and do it at the same time. You kind of just kind of go with the flow here. So, anyways, getting DVR'd, of course, no problem. The stress is getting to me. It's now 7:11, and it could be any moment now where the fate of the Pistons is decided, and I just sit here and wait with bated breath. And if we do get number 1, I will just be so freaking happy. It'd be unbelievable. And a real shot in the arm for the Pistons. A real shot in the arm they need. So looking forward to that outcome, hopefully, here. What happens. So others with chances for their number 1 pick, you got Orlando's got 9% with their 2 picks. Indiana 6.8, Wizards 6.8, Utah Jazz 4.5, Dallas 3%. And then Chicago, Oklahoma City, Toronto, and Pelicans. No, the Pelicans all with less than 2% chance of getting the number 1 overall pick. Whew. I'm not used to doing live broadcasts, so having to keep my mouth moving at this whole time has definitely been an issue, because usually I try to take more of a measured approach in my videos, and I can use my editing skills to take out the pauses and the ums and the ahs and all that good jazz, you know what I'm saying? So this is definitely something that I'm working on, but I'm glad to do it because I'm a big Piston fan. I'm looking forward to this moment that we're about to share together, and I hope that the Pistons, pray to the lottery gods, NBA gods, please give us Victor Wembanyama. We are moments away from Victor Wembanyama. Oh, it's a commercial now. So I don't know when see, the reveal is in 5 minutes and 42 seconds. Holy shnikes. 5 minutes and 42 seconds until the great reveal. And I'm just sitting here And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a cigarette because I'm about to go absolutely apeshit. If the Pistons A get him and B do not get him, either way, it's going to be a major reaction here because let's face it, this is a turning point, a crossroads for the Detroit Pistons right now. Yes, even without Wembenyama, the future is bright, but with Wembenyama, it accelerates and magnifies this by X multitudes, by a factor of many. And so, therefore, this is where we are going to understand the temporary, sorry, this is where we're going to understand the magnitude very shortly, as now in 4 minutes and 54 seconds. And I'm just sitting here blabbing my mouth, just hoping, trying to come up with something. So what type of player would, like, if we do, I don't even want to talk about if we don't get Wembanyama with the second pick or first pick. I would be happy with Scoot Henderson and try the little bit of the, I would definitely try the small lineup of Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, and Scoot Henderson, Jaden Ivey, and have to move the slower version of Grant Hill to the small forward, and that's Cade Cunningham. And I mean that in the best possible way because Grant Hill was one of our best players, and he's more of a distributor. Well, he's a pretty close, I think, in distributing the ball as Hill did. Doesn't quite have the athletic ability that Hill did before his knee injuries, but nevertheless, we're now 4 minutes away from the reveal. 4 minutes away from the reveal. Holy shnikes. Things are getting real time right now. And with under 4 minutes to go till the reveal, we just have to think, wow, I mean, come on. Like, what is going to go on here today? Like, what the fuck is going to go down? That's all I got to say. What the fuck is going to go down right now? Because it's all about to play down here tonight. I just cannot stop expressing the excitement and the emotion that is overwhelming me at this point. And if like they get Wembanyama, it's like, ooh, do I go out there and get season tickets? Do I move back to Detroit or back to Michigan, originally from Holland, Michigan? Do I go back into the city of love and try to get up and close to the big freshman, the Cade Cunningham, the rest of the gang? That is a definite possibility within the next couple of years, coming back to Michigan and living the dream following the Detroit Pistons. Because in Oklahoma, yes, it is very nice. I do have an NBA League pass, but I can't go to any live games, which is very difficult. So that's kind of a crappy situation. But due to technology, at least I'm able to watch the majority of the games. We're now under 3 minutes until the great reveal. Oh, Chicago pick to Orlando if 5 through 14. Chicago keeps the pick if in the top 4. So there's one scenario. Dallas picks to New York if 11 through 14th. But Dallas keeps the pick if top 10. Ooh, Dallas really needs to move up, don't they? Yeah. If Dallas does not move up, the Kyrie Irving situation is really going to get ugly because they might be able to get a sign and trade out of it, but they're really going to lose out. And then you have to think, will Luka Doncic be out the door next? And so the reveal is now in under 1 minute with 50 seconds to go. And now we're showing the players here. Of course, Ben Wallace is the man in Detroit. And showing the rest of these execs, and I honestly don't. They're from Bobby Webster from Toronto. They have 1% chance of the number 1 pick. And Nick Collins is representing the Oklahoma City Thunder, 1.7% chance for the number 1 pick. Can't speak. Dalen Terry, 1.8% chance for the Bulls. Get the number 1 pick. Nico Harrison, 3% chance for the Dallas Mavericks. Get the number 1 pick. I will lose my shit if they get it. Colin Sexton, also Jazz, 4.5% chance for number 1 pick. And then you've got next coming up, Wes Unseld Jr., from the Washington Wizards. That's a big, they went and got the legend there. And then Tyrese Halliburton, their best player in Indiana, the 6.8% chance for number 1 pick. Then you got Jamal Mosley from Orlando, 9% chance for number 1 pick. With their 2 picks, they could end up very nicely in this draft. Hopefully they don't, because they're one of the tougher competitors right now to the Pistons as far as coming up. Brandon Roy for Portland, representing Mark Williams of the Charlotte Hornets, sitting last year's center rookie. And then Peter J. Holt for the San Antonio Spurs with their 14% chance. And then you got Ime Udoka, new head coach of Houston, right off the prod. And there he is, Benjamin Wallace, looking dapper in that green suit and that distinguished beard. Kind of got a similar look to me actually right now. I love it. Ben Wallace, be the man. probably one of my favorite players of all time. Definitely one of my favorite players, and perhaps my favorite of the old Goldenberg Pistons. Of course, I love Chauncey Billups. My dog was named after him. Great dog named Chauncey Dachshund. God rest his soul. Rest in peace. All right, here we go. Here's the reveal. He's bringing it up. Oh my gosh. I am about to lose my ever-loving crap. The NBA Draft Lottery Party presented by State Farm. Woo! Okay, here comes the executive commissioner, Mark Tatum, the NBA Deputy Commissioner, and Koo, whatever that is. He has come out, and he is about to reveal number 14. And I don't know what he's saying. Probably doesn't matter. I just want to... Oh, Noah's Pelicans stay at 14, so that is good. They stay at 14. They stay at 14. They stay at 14. Okay. All right, here comes the next selection, and it is the Toronto Raptors. Good. That stays at 13. So neither the Toronto Raptors or the Washington Wizards have moved up. I believe maybe Oklahoma City Thunder at pick at number 12. Good. They've not moved up, which I do like the Oklahoma City Thunder, but I just don't want them to move up above the Pistons, obviously. All right, number 11. It's going to be Orlando Magic. So it looks like Orlando has the 11th and 7th picks or 11th and 5th picks, depending on those are the opportunity chances. So things are staying to plan so far. Hopefully the Pistons moved up a little bit. I'm just getting all the way for Victor Wemby. Dallas Mavericks gets number 10, so they do keep their pick. It was in the top 10, however, not moving up. So that is a good and a bad for Dallas, and does not go to, who was that going to? I can't remember at this moment in time. Here comes number 9. We're at the top 10 right now, folks, and it is the Utah Jazz picking 9th. So there we go. Now, if we see one of the teams fall back here soon, like I said, New Orleans, like I said, and so Washington is at number 8, so that's good. Things are going, I believe, as sort of the plan. I can't remember if anyone's moved up. There's a chance that somebody moved up in the top 5. And the Indiana Pacers at 7, good. That means they've moved down a little bit. So things are looking good right now. We haven't seen a lot. I think the Pistons have a great chance of being in the top 3 right now. Oh, gosh. All right, and so Orlando Magic picking 6th. Okay. Oh, that means Orlando has 2 picks. No, they're going to pick 6th and 11th. So that's good. Number 5. This is Detroit. I'm going to be so upset. And it is... Oh, my gosh, it's Detroit. Wow. All right. Show's over. And I'm pissed. Unfreaking believable. So Portland has moved up into the top 4. We got Charlotte Hornets. Unbelievable. Wow. So the Pistons get the 5th pick. The worst possible scenario for the Pistons. And well, folks, I'm going to go ahead and leave you here now. It's a rough night for the Pistons, but like I said, the future is bright. We do not get Victor Wembanyama. If he goes to San Antonio, I think that seems to be like a very... Or if he goes to New Orleans, gosh, I hope that doesn't happen. Where is he going to go? Well, I mean, I guess I'll stay on the show here. We got on the commercial. I'm not really in the mood to... I mean, now the Pistons, do you trade the 5th pick? Do you try to draft one of the Thompson twins? Or one of those guys? Do you move down? I don't know. Right now, it's kind of a rough time being a Piston fan because of the crappy season we've had that I can never remember. And there we go, not getting Victor Wembanyama, the most hyped player of all time. So, yeah. I am freaking angry about this. I almost immediately hung up. Damn. I was hoping that we at least move up a couple spaces. Just a real bummer here on Detroit pissing me off. So, well, that's the name of the show. Detroit pissing me off for a reason. That just seems to go our way. Of course, we did have Cade Cunningham back a couple years ago, so we do have Cade. Jaden Ivey was a great pick at number 5 last year, so I'm really not too worried about us improving. It's just this would have accelerated things beyond our wildest dreams. And it is okay to dream. It is okay to hope. But the reality was tonight that the Pistons fall to number 5, the lowest pick they could possibly had. I mean, they could have moved to number 6 if they would have lost a few or won a few more games. So I guess there's that. But they're going to get a good caliber player, someone that can definitely help the team, or they can trade the pick. And like I said, Orlando at 6 and 11. Do you try to get both of those selections? That would be very interesting to see what happens there. Or do we move down further down and pick up a veteran player, maybe trade with Indiana and try to get Miles Turner and maybe one of their picks. They're picking, 7th or 8th. So there are some options for the Pistons depending on what Troy Weaver wants to do and who he wants to draft. But just right now, it's just you know a real bummer in terms of what's going on for the Pistons right now. So we'll find out here in a minute if the Pistons are going to actually get Victor Wembanyama. No, sorry, it's already gone. Damn. I was really hoping we get Victor Wembanyama. Of course, you were too if you're a Piston fan. If not, but if you're Charlotte, if you're no, who moved up again? I can't remember who moved up. It was Portland. So Portland gets him. Jeremy Grant, a possible free agent signing. We probably won't be back though. I think he'll probably stay with Portland, especially if they get Victor Wembanyama. Scoot Henderson, they get him. Will they finally trade him? Would they trade him or would they get Dame? Trade Dame. So I don't know. It's a tough call, but at the end of the day, the Pistons are still going to get a solid quality draft pick at number 5, and they do have some chances to trade and free agency, which is not. It's not a stellar free agent class, but at least the Pistons have some options, and there are some trades. And now this probably doesn't help in trying to get Monty Williams. To be honest, we're going to have to find some other way to get him in. Or I really like Jared Collins. I'm not real big on Kevin Ollie just because he hasn't really coached much in recent years. Although he is definitely a good basketball mind. Played many a good season in the NBA and has a lot of players like LeBron James with his support, as well as others, veteran players. So I don't think he'd be the worst as an assistant coach. I would have liked him to maybe be assistant for Monty Williams. That would definitely have been ideal. But at the same time, there we go. We don't get Victor Wembanyama, and now will Monty Williams come as the next coach? Very interesting. So we'll be finding out soon who's getting the top 4 picks. We know Pistons are at number 5, and we are awaiting the top 4. And please, so somebody said who projected the top 5. Well, there's definitely many different projections, but right now Victor Wembanyama ranked definitely top 1. Scoot Henderson on most draft picks would be 2. Either Amen Thompson or Brandon Miller would probably be 3 or 4, and then I've seen Brandon Miller as high as 2. And then 5th, you've got a wide range. So the Pistons, could they get Amen Thompson's Asar Thompson there? I think that's an option. Also think, there's several other options there as well. Like Taylor Hendricks could work out nicely there. Jarris Walker. If we do, stay at the 5th pick, it's kind of whoever drops there, or, various scenarios approach. Now we're back to the live draft lottery, and so Houston, San Antonio, New Orleans, and Portland are the 4 teams that remain, and we saw the Pistons already drop out, so the Rockets get the 3rd pick, or the 4th pick, excuse me. So the Rockets, good. At least the Rockets didn't move up. I would have hated to see Wembanyama in Houston. That's good. So it's going to be Portland at number 3. So that means New Orleans Hornets, and we talked about number 2, I think it was Tony Kornheiser, really pissed me off earlier, and I made a video about that because of, and Tony Kornheiser does not get his wish, and the New Orleans Hornets get the 2nd, meaning San Antonio got the 1st. And like I said earlier, this is like the dream scenario. Well, who gets, remember when San Antonio was so bad? I even went to a San Antonio game when David Robinson was playing, and this was the year they sucked so bad, and he was out with injury. And who do they get next season? Tim Duncan. So San Antonio gets Victor Wembanyama and the number 1 overall pick. So that is the end of the draft lottery, and what a disappointing disappointing situation for the Pistons as they do fall to number 5. However, there's still options. The future is bright in Detroit, and Victor Wembanyama going to San Antonio, where he will carry on the large legacy to live up to with Tim Duncan and David Robinson. So with that said, I'm going to step out. Thank you, everyone that has joined me tonight, and I'll see you next time on Detroit Pissed Me Off.